Cut short my howl. You're going out of here, fella, and right pronto. Come on.
Ever see that fella before? What I saw. Maybe I'd better hire him for my bouncer.
Get on, get on. Is there anybody else here that don't like my howling? All right. I'll howl.
That'll be enough of that, cowboy. Drop that gun. You're under arrest.
Excuse me, boys. Come on. Come on. You can go. Get on. Get on. Hey, look out there. Look out. Hey, look out. He's going wide. Look out for that fella. Hey, look out there. Look out. Hey, look out. He's going wide. Look out for that fella. Hey, look out there now, will you? I've got something for you, Sheriff.
Well, I'll be gol darned. MacArthur, if you can shoot like you can fist fight, I reckon... Say, what was the idea of playing drunk?
You see, when a stranger goes calling on the sheriff, it doesn't look so good.
Reckon you're right. Well, now that that's over,
It's not over. And I'm still a drunken cowboy. If you would swear me in as deputy sheriff, I wouldn't know a thing about it.
Hold up your right hand and repeat after me. I affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And by the law vested in me, I hereby appoint you deputy sheriff.
Now, suppose you give me the dope.
There ain't much to tell, except that I figure a stranger would have a much better chance of catching these mysterious road agents than I have.
What's so mysterious about him? You're not believing in ghosts, are you, Sheriff?
I'm not so sure. The way these hombres disappear from the trail, we can't let anyone see you in here. Come on.
Howdy, Sheriff.
Hello, Mr. Fireman. That's all right. Just a drunk waddy sleeping it off. He's dead to the world. You can talk.
The mine's in pay dirt, Carson. We struck a rich deposit.
That's fine. Seeing that you've lost considerable lately, I reckon you could use some extra luck.
I'm making a shipment tomorrow, but I'm afraid of another holdup. So I've been thinking that this time I'll send a fake shipment under guard, while the gold will go on the regular stage handled by 2 of my employees.
Not a bad idea. I can't savvy how these bandits know every time gold's to be shipped.
Well, it's bothered me some, too. But my plan may fool them this time. Now, if you could ride along...
No. Them bandits had changed their mind the minute they saw a star packer on that wagon. I reckon it'd be much easier to plant someone they're not so familiar with.
Yes, but who could you trust?
Leave that to me, Mr. Furman.
Well, I hope nothing happens this time.
So do I.
Goodbye, Sheriff.
Goodbye, Mr. Furman.
Now, just who did you have in mind to ride that hearse?
Who do you think?
Not me.
Scared?
Smart. Folks would think it was mighty funny for a cowwaddy to be riding a wagon instead of his bronc, wouldn't they? But I could ride my horse, halfway between that fake shipment and the coach.
Old man Furman's gonna cry like a baby when he finds out his plan didn't fool us.
Oh, why didn't you let me?
You're gonna drag off Tim. Let's get over the stagecoach, you fool. Remember now, Artie, no shooting unless you have to. We don't want that hombre doubling back on us.
All right.
Again.
Looks like I'm late, huh?
How come you're here, Sheriff?
Well, after you'd gone, I got to thinking about it and decided I'd follow the second stage.
The driver said something about a white horse. Meaning what?
Big stallion belongs to the Lazy R. He's a pacer. There's his trail. Every time there's a hold-up or a killing, you can always follow his mark.
What are we waiting for?
Find anything?
Nope. I circled my half of the basin and couldn't pick up a trail.
Me neither. Then I didn't expect to.
There must be some other way out of here.
Not that I know of.
Mighty strange, that trail disappearing like that.
You're telling me?
Those road agents must be here yet. And I aim to stick around till I get sight of them.
I've tried that, too. In the meantime, the road agents was working someplace else.
Just who owns this particular white stallion?
Randall's daughter. And they claim no one else but her can ride him.
Oh, a gal owns him, eh? Well, a female's led outlaws before.
That ain't likely. You see, her father's half owner of that mine.
Did anyone ever keep a close watch on that stud?
That horse has been watched by experts. See that scar? When I came to, he was back in the corral.
And where were you?
In a bed. In the meantime, that white horse had been used in another holdup.
Which way to the Lazy R?
That way.
Carson, eh? Well, you're hired, of course. And if there's anything I can do...
You can, Mr. Randall. You can tell me who's been...
I'll bet something happened.
It has. The last shipment from the mine was held up.
What, again?
Yes, and this horse was in on it. Who rode him out of here?
Oh, I wish I knew. Well, there ain't a wrangler on the ranch can top him, except Joe. Well, that's my daughter.
Whose saddle?
Mine. Doggone them coyotes. I wished I could lay my mitts on those road agents.
This is my foreman. Peters, MacArthur's riding for the Lazy R. Just hired him.
Glad to know you, MacArthur.
Howdy, Peters.
Well, there she is. No need to worry her about this, Peters. Take White Carroll to the barn.
Right. Come on, boy.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, dearie. Joe, this is Bob MacArthur, a new hand.
How do you do?
I'm glad to know you, Miss Randall. Now I see why all the waddies like to work for the Lazy R.
You're from Texas, Cowboy. I know your way with women.
Texas is a good state to be from, miss.
Sure. Ask any Texan. Dad, tell this new cowboy he's invited to the dance tonight. All the boys are going, so of course you'll be expected.
I'll be there, Miss Joe. Thank you.
Then I'll see you tonight?
Young fella, my daughter gives more orders here than I do.
Huh? Well, that suits me just fine.
Do, MacArthur.
I don't know just yet. I might want to borrow that white horse.
I don't know if you can do that.
Why not? You see, why that horse is with me, no one else can be riding him. You get it?
I understand, but it's Joe's horse. We'll have to see her about that.
Hello, Randall.
Well, hello, Dusty. What brings you here?
I thought I'd drop by to see if I could take Miss Joe to the dance tonight.
Thanks for saving White Peril.
White Peril went at you like he wanted to kill you.
I never saw him act like that before.
Neither did I. What did you ever do to him, Dusty?
I ain't ever done nothing to him. Not yet. But if he ever tries that again, I will. You know, I'm not in the habit of letting anybody knock me down and get away with it.
That's too bad.
I wish you wouldn't come here and pick fights with our men, Dusty.
Peters, take MacArthur to the bunkhouse. Yes, sir.
Say, what's that cowboy trying to do? Make a grandstand play for Joe?
Now, wait.
You better tell that Waddy to mind his own business.
I'd go easy if I were you. That MacArthur is no ordinary waddy.
Just who is this hombre?
That's Dusty Williams, foreman of the next ranch.
That stud doesn't seem to like Mr. Williams.
That horse doesn't like anybody. It's too bad you didn't let Dusty shoot that killer. I'm plumb leery of him.
I hear nobody can ride that horse but Miss Joe. Is that right?
He bucks like Hades whenever a man gets on his back. He's thrown it on twirling these parts.
How come Miss Joe claimed a stallion like that, Peters?
She claimed it from a herd of wild horses. Randall and her brother broke him for her.
Randall has a son, eh?
Yeah, Jim Jr. Queer sort of a cuss. Doesn't cotton to ranching. He's got himself a job up in Carson City. But he comes down here and visits Randall and Joe once in a while. Probably stay for the dance tonight. And then go away again.
Are you going to dance?
I reckon so. Are you a dancing man, Waddy?
No. But I'm going to be there just the same.
Cowboy I've ever met who could really dance.
Maybe I should open up a dancing school.
There's a lot of nice girls here tonight. I can't understand how your brother'd stay away from a dance like this.
Jim changed his mind at the last moment. He suddenly decided to go back to Carson City.
I'm sorry about that. I wanted to meet your brother. What has White Pearl got against Dusty Williams, Joe?
I don't know.
Speaking of White Pearl, I aim to get right acquainted with that horse.
Father said something about that, but what do you want him for?
I'm going to make him talk.
Don't you wish you could?
Don't worry, I can. Well, White Pearl, I can't make you talk, but maybe you can show me the trail out of this basin. Lead on, old boy. Well, I reckon this explains everything, boy.
It don't explain what you're doing here, MacArthur. So we meet again. Now unbuckle your belt and drop it. Dismount.
Sort of appears like I miscalculated something.
Oh, no, you didn't. I was just a bit fast for you, cowboy.
Well, that's a point open for discussion. Maybe I was just a little slow.
Come on, get up on your feet. Now, just what did you figure on finding here, MacArthur?
Strays from the Lazy R.
Strays, eh?
Sure. If you don't believe me, Randall.
If you're figuring on Randall to save your skin, you're wrong. You came here looking for trouble, and you found it, hombre. Now step down to that cabin. Come on.
Who's your friend, Dusty?
A tough hombre from Texas, says he.
Pedro, go dig a hole. Dig a deep hole.
Plenty of time, Pedro. The chief's coming down tonight, and he might have use for him. Get him inside. Pedro, go pick up the horses at the pass.
Si, senor.
Get over and sit down.
Nice place you've got here. I call darn good chow, Pedro.
Gracias, senor. Too bad you not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, Pedro, he cook fine tortillas.
Yes, sir. It's a shame. I bet there's no one around here that appreciates your cooking like I do.
Pedro. Get White Peril. The chief will be one to ride him back.
Si, senor.
Keep your eyes on this hombre while I'm talking to the boss. Hey, you! I'm riding back with the chief tonight.
How about him?
Plug him after we're gone. He's in the way. Goodbye, cowboy.
So long, Dusty. I'll see you down below.
Caramba! Look like Pedro have to dig a hole after all.
Why don't you put that red on the black? You're chiseling yourself.
Oh, I can't think with that hombre here. Come on, let's get this job over with.
Wait a minute, I'll do it.
Well, Dusty told me I could do it.
I don't care what Dusty said. You did the last job.
Yeah, but you done the one before that.
So what? Boys, don't argue about it. Why don't you cut the cards for it? That's the only fair way.
That sounds fair enough.
Yeah. Wait a minute. To make sure this is on the level, I'll shuffle the cards myself. Oh, sure. You first, buddy. Jack of hearts. It's gonna be tough to beat, Sparks. Stand where you are, Pedro. I've got you covered. All right? Light that lamp on the wall and be quick about it.
Sí, señor. I'll make light pronto.
I reckon you'll have to finish digging that hole after all, Pedro.
Too bad you kill him, señor. Now, Pedro, you have to dig hole much wider. Caramba, tengo que hacer el pozo más ancho, es mucho trabajo.
What happened? You must have fainted, Sparks.
I call that pretty good shooting.
In the dark, it was him or me.
Well, I can't blame you.
Now you're going to tell me who the chief is. You wouldn't want poor Pedro to have to dig 2 holes now, would you, Sparks? They say there's only 3 people can top that white horse. Miss Jo, her brother, and Randall.
So?
Dusty made a remark about Randall not saving my skin. Is Randall or his son the chief? Listen, Sparks, you'll talk or I'll...
Wait a minute, I'll talk. I never seen him. He don't talk to anybody but Dusty.
Well, maybe you don't know. Killing you wouldn't help any. But I've got a way to find out who this mysterious chief of yours is. I'm staying right here until he comes back. It's getting late and I crave some food, Pedro.
Bueno.
Now we'll have some bacon and coffee.
Sí, señor. Pronto. Food sounds good to me, too, cowboy.
Didn't have to wait very long for the chief after all, did we, Sparks? Come here, you two. Now go on outside and don't try any funny moves. I can't read Indian talk, but I can shoot darn straight. Savvy?
Sí.
Hello, Sparks.
Howdy, Miss Jo.
I'm sorry, Miss Jo, but would you mind stepping off that horse?
Why, MacArthur.
Don't try and act up now.
Act up?
You and Sparks are a little too friendly to try and deny anything.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sparks used to ride for the Lazy R.
I suppose you aim to tell me you don't know this is a hangout for these road agents.
Honestly, I didn't know. Why, I haven't seen Sparks in years.
If you didn't know anything about this place, how come you're here?
I was looking for you.
Looking for me?
Yes. When I found White Peril in the corral this morning and we had no word from you, I became worried. So I started looking for you in the Badlands, and White Peril actually led me right here. You believe me, don't you?
I should have known you had nothing to do with this gang. And I'm sorry you're worried about me. But I'm right glad that you...
But how did you get here?
The same way you did. Only I ran into some trouble and the chief got away. I'm waiting for him to pay us a return visit.
Can I do anything?
It'd sure help if you'd ride back and get a couple of men.
All right, I'll do that. Keep wide awake, cowboy.
Ooh, yes, and a big one, too. Carson, there's a leak somewhere. Last time, Randall and you were the only two men besides me that knew about that shipment. And,
Meaning only Randall and me could have informed those road agents? Is that it?
Well, hardly that. But how about this secret deputy you've got working for you?
What makes you think I've got a secret deputy?
Randall told me.
Well, I guess Randall had a right to tell you.
Exactly. After all, he and I are partners in that. No, he could be the one who rides White Peril.
I'm plumb sure he ain't the mysterious gent.
Well, then who is riding that white horse?
Who do you think, Furman?
Darn it all, Sheriff, I'm ashamed of what I think. Randall's my friend. Almost like a brother to me, but...
You mean to tell me you suspect Randall?
Well, I know it seems silly for a man to steal what's partly his. But remember, it's partly mine, too. And he can afford the loss.
You suspecting Randall's mighty funny. He thinks you're riding White Peril.
Me?
Yeah. He ain't forgot you was once a champion bronco buster, you know.
Why, if Randall thinks...
Now, take it easy, Furman. It could be like you say, and like he says, too. Only I ain't believing it none. And you're not either, and neither is Randall.
I guess you're right, Sheriff. I don't believe Randall would. But you see, he's got his ranch, and he can afford the loss. With me, the mine is my only source of income. And if I lose this shipment, it'll ruin me.
Well, maybe if you kept me out of it this time, then you couldn't suspect me.
Oh, forget it, Carson. You know I didn't mean that.
Well, I can't send my deputy with it. But if it'll make you any happier, I'll ride with the shipment myself.
Thanks, Sheriff. I'll send word later what time I'm shipping.
It ain't that I don't trust you, Humphrey. But I can relax a little better this way.
Most likely it's going to be a long wait, cowboy, because I don't think Joe Randall's coming back.
What makes you think she isn't coming back?
You decided yet who the chief might be?
Well, it ain't Miss Joe, that's sure.
Yeah. Maybe it is and maybe it ain't. Maybe it's somebody she don't want killed.
You mean that... No, the Randalls ain't that kind.
Maybe not. You find some queer people in funny places nowadays.
Maybe you're right, and again you might be wrong, Sparks. But there's sure one way to find out.
Howdy, Miss Joe.
Where's everybody, Peters?
Why, your father just bought a herd from the Triple X, and he's taking all the boys for the roundup. I'm following as soon as I can saddle up.
No, you won't. You've got to help me first.
Oh, what's wrong?
Bob McArthur's got two of the outlaws that have been working this range. He's got them in a cabin on the other side of the Badlands and waiting for their chief to return.
You don't say so. Well, what'll we do now?
We'll ride back and help him.
Yes, Mom, but maybe you'd better leave a note in case some of the boys come back.
Right. Then they can meet us at the edge of the Badlands. Hurry, Peters.
I'll saddle up pronto.
Just a minute, Joe.
What's the meaning of this? Are you crazy?
I'm sorry, but you're standing in the way of a good deal just now, and I think...
This is your idea of a joke.
This is no joke.
Then stop this nonsense before I call Peters.
Well, I don't reckon Peters will be of much help to you now, Joe. Now get over there and sit down.
Well, is everything set, Dusty?
Yeah. This looks bad, Chief. Joe knows too much. What about the shipment?
We'll get that at the mine.
And Joe?
She stays here.
Well, you can't leave her here. There's no telling who may come in and find her.
That's a chance we'll have to take. And get this straight, Dusty. I know you're sweet on her, but Joe ain't for you. Now drop the first man that lays a hand on her. Put a gag on her. Lock her in the closet.
That's Barks and Pedro.
Seen MacArthur?
No, was he headed this way?
Yeah, we must have passed from the shortcut without knowing.
Pedro.
Double back and drag off that hombre. What about Miss Joe?
She's tied up in the house.
Sparks, you come along with us. There's a shipment ready. We ain't got much time to lose.
Must be Pedro dry gulching MacArthur.
It's lucky for you, Pedro. I didn't want your amigos to hear more than one shot or I'd have finished you. Now take off your clothes.
But, senor...
Pronto.
But, senor, this is so strange.
You have an act of getting loose, Pedro. So I'm not even going to tie you up this time. Joe! I'm sure of one thing now, Joe. I know you're not the chief.
Do you know who it is?
Not yet. But I will when I... What's the matter?
Bob, I'm afraid... I'm afraid it is...
Maybe it's not who you think. Whoever it is, Joe, you understand I'll have to do my duty.
Bob, you will take care of yourself, won't you?
Hello, Irving.
What are you doing here, Sheriff?
Going out with this shipment. Furman here?
No, he went over to Lazy R. He said he wanted to see Randall before the coach got here.
Oh. That coach will be here any minute. Reckon I better wait for Furman?
Oh, he'll be here on time. Said he's going in with the shipment himself.
He's going with the shipment?
That's right.
That's funny. Said nothing to me about it.
Turn around. Now get back into that office. Pronto.
Come on. Good.
What about Irving, Chief?
Bring him along.
Men, get mounted. You two stay here.
Okay.
What happened?
Tell you later.
get this gold on the handcar. We can make a clean getaway. Come on.
Sparks. Dusty. Looks like Bob's doing all right. Fireman, what are you doing here?
Well, I thought I'd drive this darn stagecoach myself and see who's doing all these holdups. But I reckon I wasn't so wise after all.
Jim, stay here and take care of these fellas. Fireman, if we follow those tracks, we'll be able to pick up some more of these hombres. Come on. Here's another one.
Why, it's Irving.
Yeah, he was the tip-off man. Luke, stay here and take care of these. Come on. Bob, you did all right. We got 3 of them.
You'll find the 4th one and the gold down there.
Here you go. Jack, take care of this gold. Why, it's Peters.
But I don't understand. Peters was shot at.
I only made you think I was, Miss Joe.
So you're the chief, huh?
Yeah, I reckon you won't have to wonder any longer.
I'm still wondering how you rode White Pearl.
I owned that horse once. I raised him from a colt.
Well, you sure had us fooled. You can thank my deputy for catching this hombre, Foreman. And Randall's going to be plumb sore when he finds out the Lazy R lost such a good foreman.
Yes, but look what the Lazy R found.
Doggone it, that's just my luck. Every time I get a good deputy, somebody steals him from me.
Senores, take me to jail too. But please give me back my clothes. Oh,